It's my lucky day.
Hey guys, here's Hamuda for another video, and this time it will be my Pioneer Challenge that I split the finals with Miss Trigger. I don't remember what he was playing, but I faced him in the Swiss round, so we will see. And I played with my old friend Boros Heroic or slash Prowess, and this is not kind of a new version that I found in DG Goldfish. Someone made I guess a top eight top eight, I guess, and he was playing with Ancestral Anger. I tried this list in Pioneer Showcase, last Pioneer Showcase. I was 5-0 or 4-0, I don't recall right now, and I lost all the rest, and I get really sad, and I I kind of was afraid of playing it again, because this deck it's not that it's a bad deck, but it's not very consistent. It was never consistent, because you have like 20 lands, not exactly, but it's 20 lands, 20 creatures, 20 creature target spell. So sometimes you have to draw portions like uh, one of each, or something like that. But the thing with this version is I have already tried when Den of the Bugbear was released. I tried some, but the problem was that was more white than red, the deck. And right now it's more reddish. Like, have 4 Ancestral Anger, and this card was, I forgot right now what which card was, but probably was a white card. And when you have Den of the Bugbear with a lot of white cards, you probably will stuck some cards in your hand, right? Because you can't cast multiple spells, and with more red cards you can. So this card is actually very good right now in this deck. And another thing that I wasn't running was more Legionnaire, because I don't know, I preferred Adanto Vanguard, but in this meta I think raised creatures are very good. So we have 7 raised creatures, 3 Boros Charm. I don't know if I prefer the one with Gremlins that give trample. I guess we don't need it anymore, because Ancestral Anger gives trample. The difference that the card is instant speeds and give to 2 creatures, right? So if you attack with 2 hoplites or hoplite plus Swift Spear, you can give both creatures trample. And Ancestral Anger being sorcery speed is not good, right? If this card was instant speed, it will be very good. The part that I didn't like is that we have few instant speed interaction that can punish bad blocks. Like I guess in Sunday challenge I played again and I went 2-4. Very bad result, but happens. That I attack with Monastery Swift Spear into Caryatid and my opponent blocks, and I didn't have any instant speeds to punish him. And I have to spend the Boros Charm. I had, but was not the best. I just Boros Charm to double strike and kill Caryatid. And if it was like some instant instant speed spells, it will be greater, like the 4th Defiant Strike. that is one of the best can trick combat trick spell. So I don't know if I shouldn't run 4 Defiant Strike. It's very good. And we have a lot of red decks and Phoenix. So with favored Hoplite, Defiant Strike's kind of God's willing. Like, so it's very good. I don't know how to split it. Maybe cut a Gird. Gird is very good, man. Because when you have Dread Horde plus other creatures, the card is +4/+4. Permanent +4/+4. This deck many people already know, so I think if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the comments. And give a like and a subscription, please. About the sideboard, I changed some cards, like the list that I saw. He was playing Contaminant Priest, I guess, and I didn't like it. Creature I didn't like because I remember to play against Winota deck, and my opponent Brutal Qatar, my Arcanist, and I have Contaminant Priest on board. And I forgot that the card is for me too, and I reckless rage his Brutal Qatar, and of course my Dreadhorde Arcanist get exiled because Priest doesn't allow to bring back. So I kinda hate it. And defending and so I swap for Defending Clarion, that I think is a better card in general, because you can bring against red decks too, like one at least to kill creatures and give lifelink. It's not that hard. You can think that you will kill your creatures with Defending Clarion, but usually you won't. Like, you can cast a spell before on your prowess creatures, or a Hoplite will be 3/4 already. Usually Arcanist dies to defend Clarion. So I think the other cards are already known. All cards are already known in the sideboard except this one, Red Cap Melee, that I find very good card right now. There is a lot of red cards, and even though if it's not a red card, I bring against some non-red decks, cause like it's 1 mana for damage. I know we have 19 lands, just 19 lands, but sometimes it's enough to 2/1 you and kill something in the ice, Kalitas. Don't remember right now another card, but I will probably bring like spirits. Probably I will bring two. Didn't face any spirits, but I probably will bring. So let's go to the challenge. Let's see how it went. Round 1. So we are against Tunak, and we are on the play. Keep, right? So I don't know against what I am playing, but this is already a thing that any player can already start thinking. That is, we have 4 Inspire Vantage and 2 Den of the Bugbear. So I don't know if the right play was not playing one of those two, because if I draw another one, it will be certainly tapped, one of those cards. So probably the right play was Den of the Bugbear. I will play Dread Horde, of course. I know that is a Phoenix, and I don't know, some players play too fast and sometimes they make mistakes, and He made one, a very big one that just spend his removal without seeing. I know he knows to play, but sometimes happen. And probably I will punish. Oh, look at this. I know that this will not change my play, but yeah, this happened. And I will target my hoplite. I want that card to be stronger. I don't think that 2 damage will matter right now. And kinda obligate my opponent to have exactly Lightning X. Beside that, it was perfect, right? Because he have Anger of the Gods, and my favorite hoplite was 3/4, and he needs to do Anger because Arcanist is very strong, right? And right now it's a lot of damage. Yes, it's GG. Yeah. Oh no no. Yeah. Just Boros charm him. Hoplite is very good against Phoenix. Beside Thing in the Ice, right? So if there is no Thing in the Ice on the board and you can protect your Hoplite, probably you will win. So let's go to the game 2. Okay, the way I sideboard this matchup, I side out all my Boros charm. I know that gives it indestructible, but I don't think I like it very much. I think you have to be more efficient on in mana, uh, and on the draw it's harder to have the chance to cast Boros Charm protecting your creature. Usually you can do like double strike or 4 damage, but I don't think it's enough. Uh, both sides it's a lot worse. So I side out 3 of them and one ancestral anger because it's a sorcery speed, so you can be punished for that. And I bring 1 red cap melee, 2 rest in peace. I know we have 3 dread horde, but I don't think matters. And 2, forgot the card. I don't remember. One fight as 1 and 1 I don't. I red cap melee, 2. I will see. I don't. I don't remember. Okay, I keep with this hand. I like hands that have a lot of creature both side because he brings more removal spells. There's Swing the Ice. I go for 2 Monasteries with Spears. I don't care, I guess. Okay. He misses land. Let's see. Land to the bottom. It's already 3, 4, 5 lands that I've seen. Lightning X for Lightning X. Draw another land. I go for Hoplite, of course. Another thing. Okay, Ancestral Anger. And I go for that play. He didn't, I don't know. Go for Gust. Okay, bottom, right? And Dread Horde. So here he has to draw like Thing the Ice now. Treasure Cruise, because 3 counters and or Anger of the Gods. Anger will be great for him. Go for Shard Course. Land and pass. sometimes your Phoenix opponent don't draw perfect like always. I don't I feel very happy winning against Phoenix because deck is very disgusting because always do the same thing like consistent, very consistent. Has a lot of cantrip, not the best cantrips like Pauper, but it's enough to do the same thing as always. So let's go to the match 2. I'm against Luke. I just wish I just not wish I just hope that my opponent is playing some creature deck. So I did this play because Monastery Swift Spear, because I have 4 bad cards, right? So I have to manage my mana, and I don't know yet how I like if I play Hoplite turn 1, he plays a creature. I can't play Swift Spear plus Reckless Rage. So the play is then plus Swift Spear. So after towards if he plays a one mana creature, you can Hoplite, Reckless it, depending on which creature is, and do the same 2 damage, and the it will be the same damage if is you play Hoplite. I did that because I know that he play gifted Etherborn that is a good creature against me, but as we can see, I have more Reckless Rage. I don't give. I don't care about this creature. Here I don't know if I play right. I guess I played white mana because of Lurus, but I don't know if if it's the right play. Because now I can do multiple Reckless Rage. Punished for not played red spell. Because I will probably Titan Strength one of those. I will certainly do that. I don't know why he played Murderous. I kill it again, of course. And I drew another red spell. That's very bad. And I don't know. Yeah, he just conceded. Any Fatal Push or remove spell will be enough to control this game, but he didn't draw. He didn't draw it. Let's go to the game 2. So after sideboard, I side out 3 Boros Charm again because it's not that good, and few cards I guess. Don't think Defending Clarion is good enough because the better cards are /4, like Kalitas and Champion, or even Baron of Scope. I don't know if you have it. And Gifted Etherborn, I guess it's one of the cards that could die for it, but I don't know if it's good enough. But Red Cap melee is good. It's good. Kill any of his creatures, and one fight as one to combat trick and protect from remove spells. So we are on the draw right now. Mulligan and keep. Don't remember. Yeah, Swift Spear. The call was Swift Spear or Gird for Battle, but only with God's willing, Red Horde Arcanist It's not great. I know I can draw some other cards, but I go for Gerd. I do think it's better Gerd here than Dread Horde, cause if I do Dread Horde, he will just untap and kill my creature. So I don't think it's good. Don't have good attackers. We go for Kalitas. I don't know. I don't have good plays right now, but I go for it. Here I didn't understand why my opponent when I attacked. I guess I showed him so much confidence with this attack that he didn't block well. I will probably double block this Arcanist with those two creatures. Don't know why he didn't. And now I can just protect my Swift Spear. Bottom my Soul Scar Mage, I'm searching like Reckless Rage or Headcap Melee. Another land. Bring Lurus. My opponent go for Blood Token, discarding Pathway. Okay, let's see. He go for Champ of the... So right now I guess he kinda kill himself. Not kill himself, but no, he didn't kill himself. I can attack right now. Let's see what, the play, right. I have to God's willing in my upkeep, so if I draw any spell I win this game. Cause I can't play around Fatal Push anymore. I know if he have Fatal Push, he wins. But if he have if he haven't, I win. And it's better to risk right now because 4 cards it is a lot, and untapping probably, I don't know, Sorin, Legion's Ending, some Bloodthirst Thief. So I prefer to risk right now. And I go for it. God's willing. Bottom. And I drew it. And I draw the best card, I guess, because if I red cap, I could have red cap melee both of those creatures, sacking 2 lands and win the game. So, pro black here, 8 damage. Of course, I could do that here and do more damage, but it was enough. If he had the fatal push, he would win. And now we are 2-0. Oh, here, miss trigger. Okay. So Scar Mage. I guess he's Chunky Head. Yeah. The good part against Chunky Head that he have few removal spells. At least main deck. Yes, it's 4 Lightning Strike and 4 Play with Fire. Idol. Go for Titan Strength. I guess it's not how I can see it. I guess it's not. It was not bad going for it, and he's playing defensive, and I don't know if it's better. I know he have some 4 drops, So probably he have some of them, like Chandra and Torbrand. And here I will attack, of course. Go for Defiant Strike. And that's very good because God's Willing counters Stomp. And not having the chance to cast it, it's very, very good for me. Torbrand. Reckless Rage, it's the nuts. Bottom the land, Gird for battle. Bottom the Soulscar Mage, 1 life. God's Willing, killing him. So I think this match is very good for this deck because he don't have, as I said, he don't have many removal spell. So my few interactions is already enough to win this game. The main problem is probably Eidolon and this new card Gatekeeper that can do a lot of damage. It's kind of Texas right now, like not Texas, but I don't know if this word is right, but I will call Texas. Both side. I bring 3 red cap melee, of course. 1 defending Clarion. 1 play with fire, and 1 fight as 1. The easy one is 3 Boros Charm out, and the other ones that I don't know, like I side out 1 Legionnaire, 2 Ancestral Anger because it's sorcery speed. Don't know if Trample is the key to win this matchup. And the last part, I didn't know if I had to bring more Play with Fire and Clarion. I don't know. I don't know how he will sideboard it. And Clarion, it's not the best card. It's okay against this deck at least. I keep. I know it's 1 lander, but if I draw, it's a strong hand. Yeah, I draw a Sacred Foundry. That is enough to win. Eidolon, and I draw another land. So here I know that I will take a lot of damage, but doing damage, it's better. It's better to do damage. I don't know if I'm I know I could red cap first, then play Monastery Swift Spear, but I don't like losing damage. And this deck is probably not killing me with removal spells. Maybe it was a bold play, I don't know. Grand Horde, very strong. And that was very sad. I killed, right? And here, maybe it's risky already, because I can play Swift Spear, go to 6, right? I will take 2 damage, then combat, Reckless Rage, and go to 6. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't take that. This time I didn't take damage. I play safe. Okay. And God's Willing is very good, right? Bottom. Swift Spear. Okay. God's Willing my Hoplite. Fight as 1. One of the best possible draw. and I win, right? Playing safe, right? Not safe, but as I said, God's willing against this version is a lot easier to resolve because so many times he won't play double removal spells in the same turn as Luro's Burn that have like play fire with some wild slash or 2 mana removal spell with play fire. Yeah, they or chain to the rocks that is it's very strong against me after sideboard. So that is it. Let's go to the match 4. Darth Kid, he was playing I guess no, it's Ascendancy. This hand on the play against Ascendancy is the nuts. But there is one problem. I'm not drawing any spell. Bottom, more lands. Okay. I don't have anything to do, right? Just hope that he don't draw any good way to kill me. And I lost. Yeah. Any spells. That is the inconsistent part that I said. Like I have my 3 Arcanists on board and no way to flash back my cards. No way, no. I have the way to flash back it, but I don't have the cards to flash. And I can't Boros Charm it because it doesn't have 2 power, right? Let's go to the both side. So against him, I cut a Legionnaire and a God's Willing for 1. What is the card that destroys enchantment? And the other one was. What was the other one of? It's always there, but I forgot. Let's see. Okay, right now I go for Arcanist. I chain to the rocks, of course. I go. I don't know if this play is right, but I go for this. It's kind of risky because I know he have something flame that deals 2 damage or 3. Duration is okay. Right now I'll go for anger. There's no much to think right here. I have to enjoy my window to do damage because I know he has some like removal spells like Chain to the Rocks, and I forgot Portable Hold, but he have to, so actually side out my 4th God's Willing, it's not good. Oh, I remember now. I bring my 4th Boros Charm. Yeah, Boros Charm, and the one that destroys enchantment. Oh look, Portable Hold. Go for 3 damage. You don't have any way to gain life, and 4 damage to the face. So after sideboard, I change 1 Gerd for one God's Willing. Now I'm on the draw. I usually keep one lander with this deck with some creature cantrips because I think it's harder to play flooded than mana screwed with this deck. I go for Soulscar Mage. We have Portable Hole. Here I don't know if it was a good play. I know why I played this way, cause couldn't chain to the rock. But I don't. He drew this land, right? There's no way he didn't draw this land, cause he would play second turn and Portable Hole. Yeah, there's no way he didn't draw this land, cause it's an island, and this land will be turn 3 untapped and could have Growth Spiral. Yeah, he drew this land. And I'm drawing a lot of that's the thing, right? Drawing a lot of lands. I go for my only play, that is Boros. You go for Growth Spiral. You have another expressive iteration. Protect my Boros. A creature. It's good for me. Here I go for Boros Charm, giving double strike. I need only one creature, so I bottom my Soulscar Mage. That's a problem. Chain to the rocks. Have to see his target. He cycles a land and untapped Caryatid. So yeah, okay, God's willing. Bottom my land. Bottom the Swift Spear. And he go for Cruise. So I think I lost this game. And he cycles another land. Yeah, I misplayed here. I should probably define strike my lures, because I have 4 Boros Charm, and it will be enough to lead to him in the same turn, or even if he kill my both creatures, I would have a good top deck. He just conceded the game. I couldn't see my next draw step, but probably define striking my lures was the right play. I think in general this is a good matchup for me, even though he has some multiple 1 mana removal spells. And as I said, God's Willing can interact well with those cards. So it's enough to win this matchup. Round 5 against Snowzur. I don't know how to pronounce it. I will call Rick. Snow Rick. I don't know. Okay, mulligan 1 lander without 1 mana creature. I bottom 1 Boros Charm. I go for Hoplite. He didn't kill my creature, so I don't think he have 1 mana removal spell. I don't think any player wouldn't kill that creature specifically in turn 1, because as I said, any pump spell is a God's Willing against burn. So he goes for... Man, you know that that your opponent is as lucky as you. Right now I am 4-0. Yeah, 4-0. So that is common in the 4-0 bracket. You know. You consider for Arclight Phoenix third one. Here and here is my downfall. As I said, your opponent in the 4-0 bracket will have the nuts as you. This double lightning exit turn 3, and I guess it's, let's see, lava coil. I go for lures. Another thing dice. I will cast lures cause I can wait. It's not a good play to wait. Have another lava coil. Don't know if it's a new build that is playing lava coil right now. So here, even if he draws a land, he already had a spell on his hand. He could flip it because there's a galvanic iteration in his graveyard. Okay. So I Titan Strength, of course. Any God's willing would win the game. So I don't know if the right play was like Titan Strength, Titan Strength, Titan Strength, Titan Strength, and hope to scry God's willing to the top. Three Phoenix already. I can't win my man. And he have the. I don't know. That's probably the best card. The no Cruise would be great too, but this one is a thing. It's very sad. Galvanic iteration. Flip it. 7 damage. Okay. There is already 2 counter on it. And the GG piece of the puzzle can't interact, right? That's sad. Very sad. Both side. I guess I did the same sideboard. Yeah, 2 rest in pieces, 1 fight as 1, and 1 red cap melee. Okay, that's not a great hand, but can do something. It dies to Anger of the God. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I can red cap melee my creature and plus God's willing. Okay, so here, as I have a God's willing in my hand, I think I want to max my damage right now. I bought on my land. I don't want any land. Have another thing dice. And here he just have the best card. And I just concede because I don't know, man. I couldn't have played around it. I just got Zwilling again because I just want to draw a Reckless Rage, or yeah, Reckless Rage. That's the only card, or good for battle, something like that, and hope to that he didn't have exactly unsummon. Probably there is one unsummon in the deck, or two, I don't know. Let's go to the match 5. As I said, in this bracket every player will draw well. I drew 2, right? Let's go match 6. Round 6 against McQueen Sauce. I am on the play. that that hand is very good against so many decks. I hit for 2, go for another Soulscar Mage, goes for Eidolon. And I don't understand why he didn't block it. I don't know. Okay. I don't think it was right to attack with fall, because he could just block. You have a Torbrand. Man, Torbrand with Eidolon is very good. It's very good. It's 4 damage. It's a lot of damage. I kinda regret not killing Eidolon. And there is Chandra. Right now, any Defiant Strike would win the game. And the games that my initial hand was perfect against this deck. Or even an untapped land would win, I guess. No, let's see. Yes, it would win the game if I had an untapped land, because I could just hit him with Den of the Bugbear. He have to block Den and Swift Spear. And 1, 2, 3, 4. He couldn't cast a spell, so that's very sad. Couldn't play around it. Plus the I am locked right now. Yes, of course. I draw Titan Strength after losing the game. I have to post side. I tried the same thing, but on the play I prefer to let my Choo-Choo race, my Legionnaire, and bring the same cards, right? 3 red Camelies, 1 play with fire, when defending Clarion. I mulligan that hand, 1 lander. Here is a good hand, I guess. Hoplite. Hope not you don't kill it. Yeah, I don't remember what I do right now. Go for Arcanist. Okay. Defiant Strike, very good draw. I go for another Hoplite. I don't care if he kills this one. I can protect, right? Reckless Rage. Not much I can do. He had some very good sequence. I don't know, I guess Lava Coil is on his sideboard. I don't remember Lava Coil main deck, at least in this deck. I go for Chandra. And here I go for some mind games. I attacked with Soulscar Mage, I attacked Chandra. And Hoplite attacked him. So I didn't know what was the best play. Don't think attacking both creatures into Chandra was a good play, cause I don't know, he would lose Chandra probably. I don't know if he would block with Bone Crusher. I wanted to spend my turn casting any spell, cause in the following turn I can attack with Den of the Bugbear, and at 3 life it's just it's almost GG, I guess, because he would be at 3 life because of this hoplite hitting him. Will be 2 lethal attackers, 3 plus 1 lethal den, and 1 creature attacking. So the math was, I guess it was the best possible attack. And Chandra, wait a minute, can't kill any creatures right now. He's thinking. Chain Whirler. So here he could protect, right? He could have then if I attack with Den of the Bugbear, uh, he could block then with Chain Whirler, and he's then the Hoplite, and he will go to 1 life. So I prefer to attack with this way. He should block with Den here and Chain Whirler here, right? Because right now my hoplite is 3-4, and he conceded the game. He had to reveal another creature, and even though I don't know if it will be enough. Let's go to the game tree. Let's see. On the draw, I changed the Legionnaire for Soulscar. And as I said, you saw that Play with Fire was not the best card, because it not killing Bone Crusher, or even I don't know if he lets Storbrand, and the Chain Whirler, it's sometimes it's huge. Okay, good hand. He mulligans to 6 card. This time he has Soulscar Mage. Very good draw. Very good draw. I didn't block it. I don't know if I like that play. Probably his hand is very bad. So here I was thinking about Chain Whirler, and I thought if I block Soulscar Mage and he let the damage resolve, and after combat he casts Chain Whirler, I could play around it with Red Cap melee, doing 4 damage to Soulscar Mage, so the 1 damage won't give -1/-1. My creature would be alive. If I play Reckless Rage, against a chain wheeler my creatures die because it will do 2 plus 1, 3 and will die. So I guess I can easily block Soulscar Mage. If he casts any spell I can protect it or Defiant Strike. So he lets the 2 damage resolve first. And here I play kinda safe, because I know I could kill his Soulscar Mage with Defiant Strike. But I guess it will be a blowout if he had exactly play with fire. So I prefer to play that way. I know that if he had play with fire, he would play, even though against a Reckless Rage, right? Because he would kill both my creatures. I play safe here. I don't have lands, I don't have more creatures. I just have ways to protect my one creature and kill his one creature too. So I do think that in this board state, my draws are better than his. And here is another play that I don't understand. That is minus Chandra. I don't know why he didn't go to 5 loyalty. I don't know. I let Reckless Rage on top of my library. I kill his creature after in the end of the turn because I will hit Chandra for 1, of course. So it doesn't make difference casting on my turn. This doesn't make difference casting red cap. Land is good. I go for Defiant Strike. He have Stomp. I go for God's Willing. Legionary on the top of my library, because I need another creature. I know that attacking on my turn will incentivize my opponent to attack with the end of the Bugbear, but I don't think it's a problem right now, because in the following turn I can Legionnaire, and if he casted and if he transform, I don't know if it's transform. If he do it again, I could Reckless Rage, and this 1/1 that he will have it doesn't make difference. I guess just he spending some mana, it's enough for me. Okay. Okay, see, so here is another thing I played around it. He have Bony Crusher, uh, Searing Blaze, Lightning Strike. He could have play with fire, of course, but I prefer let him doing me 1 damage or 0, depending if he's attacking with the token. But I prefer him let tap Disdain, so he can't be efficient if he had a 2 mana removal spell. I know I have Fight as 1, I can protect, but I don't want him to be efficient, so I prefer let him attack. And this 1 damage I don't care, right? So I should block it first, okay? Another district, 10th Legionary. I will call it Legionary because I can say 10th district. I play safe here. I go for a Fight as 1. Bottom my land. Man, I guess I misplayed here. When I bought him very fast this land because I was thinking, I need spells. But actually, if I let my land on the top, I could just animate. I guess it's animate or transform. Thing of the bugbear and just hit with all creatures, and that was actually a good play. It was not a bad misplay, but yeah, I guess it was not a misplay because I didn't bring lures too. So even though it was, if it's not a good card on the top of my library right now, I can just bring lures to my hand, or I don't know. Sometimes you bottom a land and draw another one, and this is a better card. Of course, it's a lot better. I bought on the land. He goes to 2 life. Yeah, 2. Okay. And it's GG. And I am 5-1. It was 7 rounds. And in the last round, I was at third place or fourth place after this round. And I conceded to a friend so he make the top 8. And I did too, right? So we knew both players will top 8. So I conceded to a friend. And let's go to the quarters. We are against Vitor Carvalho. And I almost lost due to time because I was almost sleeping on my bed. And I remember that I have to play. And I kept one lander, as I said. I had some place, so I prefer to keep on the draw. So I was on the draw. Yeah, on the draw was the right play. You know that the play is to do that, right? Because it's impossible to him to to flip Thing the Ice in the turn 3. We don't have Monomorphosis or I don't know, Gut Shot. So he can't flip this card. So I can't wait. I can develop one turn, my board for one turn. And right now, so now I have to, right? Because it's easy to him to flip. I give. And I just play. I don't know. I guess I just didn't concede because it was a top 8. If it was like a Pioneer League, I would concede because I don't know. I'm not. I don't see me winning, right? And I concede, right? Because he will flip it. But I guess the time that when he played his second Thing the Ice, I probably will concede. Couldn't do anything. Yeah, and I guess the reason that I concede because I didn't want to see him casting double treasure cruise with Galvanic Inter. So post side. This time I bring 2 red cap melee because man I lost to Rick because of Thing the Ice. And I guess I must have the answer on the spot. And yeah, it's like Sylvan Caryatid in Niv Mizzet. It's like a companion for them. They always have turn 2 in the Ice or Sylvan Caryatid. Or even though if this deck don't have Thing the Ice on turn 2, in the end like the mid of the game, the end of the game, Thing the Ice will be a threat. So I guess I have to kill it. That's a very good hand if he doesn't have any fast interaction in the early game. Yeah, he had. I can't do anything with it. Man, right? It's like a bluff, I guess. Playing Ancestral Anger main phase. I know it's both side. He could have Ether Gust, Lightning Helix, yeah, or Summary Dismissal. No, it's not Summary Dismissal. It's Dismissal. Something Dismissal. So I don't know. I just play Ancestral Anger, hoping that it resolves. And I drew God's Winning, so right now he can't do anything. There's a tip I guess that it's the way you play the game, right? If you think too much playing Ancestral Anger, he could counter thinking you. I don't know if it's the word, mind games, but well, my opponent hesitate playing Ancestral Anger. Maybe he doesn't have any protection. So I will Ethergust his Dreadheart. But when you just untap and play Ancestral Anger, you show kind of confidence that you will protect if you have it something. So I don't know. It's the Shriner God's willing. Like he's if you don't see, he don't have it. I don't know. Shriner cat. But right now it's the God's willing case. Man, my opponent brings a second red mana on turn 3. It's obviously a Anger of the Gods. It's of course a Anger of the Gods. Or double Flame Blast Bolt, I don't know. And I draw only lands again. The first game I don't draw lands, and the second I draw a lot. So he goes to Expressive Iteration, Lightning X. Consider to see if he draws a Arclight. He have. And it's GG, right? I know the top of my deck is Reckless Rage, but if it wasn't, that show how Ancestral Anger is a good card right now in this deck. Because I will just attack with both creatures, gives +1/+0 and trample for Soulscar Mage, and he wouldn't have a good blocker. So it's a very good card. Side out one. I have two. It's a sorcery speed spell. So that's it. I guess he conceded. Yeah, he conceded. And we are going to the game 3. Didn't change anything. Yeah, okay. Let's go. I keep this hand. It's a very good hand. Here, I know it is obviously turn 1 removal spell, but I think I have to play it, cause he could turn 2 Thing the Ice and have the same card to develop his thing, and I wouldn't play any creature on turn 1 if I didn't draw the third one, I guess. So if I draw, I don't know, a land or another spell, I would play just Sacred Foundry and pass. Because that's 2 creature. I have to have at least 1 spare creature. The third one is discardable. I don't know the word. It's trying to think the word. I draw another one. I play safe here. I think it's a good way. So he's doing he have a defensive hand right now, right? He didn't play in the ice or expressive iteration. So probably is a lot of removal spell, Lightning X or another Flame Blast Bolt or anything like that. So I have to play safe too. And just hit for 2 right now. There's no way I'm playing Ancestral Anger into removal spell. I don't know why I don't know why someone would attack with Arclight Phoenix. I couldn't figure out what is the play behind that. I just I was just happy with he attacking me with Arclight Phoenix. I go for first for a draw, right? And Gird for battle. Put myself in a position that if he must have like I don't know. I think I know he have at least one Lightning X. I know my favorite hoplite is that. But the play behind Gerd for battle is that okay he have a Lightning X, but for this Swift Spear I think he can't kill it. Because a lot of his one mana spells do only 2 damage. There is Fire and Pulse, but I don't know if he have it. So I thought he could kill only one of my creatures. And beside that I have more creatures here, right? So he goes for Ruiz. And I don't know, he attacked me again. Why he didn't let this for block? I protected, of course. Okay, I paused it again. Okay, bottom the card. And I go for a little here. I just Reckless Rage in the game. I don't know what was his last card. I don't know why he attacked both turn with Arclight Phoenix. I think he didn't have any good way to bring it back. Someone can explain me in the comment why he would attack. Not criticizing him in the bad way, just want to know his thought process. It's good to know, right? Why he would attack with Arclight Phoenix against an aggro deck. Why? Right. So let's go to the semi. Round 9, we are against Shirk. His hand can be very bad. 4 lands and another one. I don't know. I thought it was a Phoenix. I see an island and I think it's a Phoenix. And I consider. But I think He surveils a Shark Typhoon, so I don't know which deck is. Then he reveals a Swamp, so it's a blue-black control. And I go for Ancestral Anger because I had a red mana. If he had Push, it's just Push, right? I can't play God's Willing. And right now I can. And now I can play a God's Willing. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if my deck it's bad enough so players don't know how to play it, but against advice to play against heroic or prowess, just kill creatures in your turn, right? Because I did the same play in the last match. I Ancestral Anger and draw the God's Willing. It happens, right? I didn't have and draw it, and I could protect it. I protected. If he just pushed it on his main phase, probably I would have lost the game or almost lost. Man, I know he had Sinister Sabotage and I played Dreadhorde Darkness. The play was just go for lures. It was easy lures. Sometimes you're stubborn. Don't know. He reveals another. Yeah. He reveals another Narset. Yeah. You see, if I had bring lures to my hand, probably he wouldn't play his Narset. He would still uh, pass with Sinister Sabotage. He reveals a dig. Okay, I go for a Dreadhorde. And now he will dig through time. Dig through time, right? And let's see. He put a counter on Blast Zone. The replace tuck. I don't know why I can't go for it, but it's sad. Why did the replace tuck? It's because MTGO sucks on replay. Hope that the new franchise that are assuming the game could do better, can do better, or will do better. But I lost this game because I drew 3 lands in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I drew 3 lands in a row, and none of them were bugbear. That is the exactly matchup that you won the card, and I didn't draw. So let's go to the post side. So okay, post side. I made a. I wasn't playing very much with this deck, so I just forgot that this deck play Kalitas post side. And I side out all my Reckless Rage. Bad play, bad play. And brought 1 Fight as 1, 2 Roiling Vortex, and 1 Boros Sharp. So don't forget, Reckless Rage is kinda bad game 1 against Blue Black and kinda okay post side. So it's okay because it's a necessary evil, I would say. Like, you don't want the card, but you need to kill Kalitas. So let's go. Yeah, I am on the play. Yeah. Boros, good hand. Not great because I didn't have turn 1 creature. Yeah, I prefer to go against removal decks. I go with the first with my creatures that I want to die. Just at top of the deck, of course. Hit for 2. I don't think I go for Roiling Vortex right now. Yeah. There is no reason to go for Roiling Vortex and get Sensor. Or even Fatal Push. Yeah, he had its Sensor. And I'm kinda threatening my God's Willing. Again? No. Thought it stuck again. Yeah, Kalitas. Okay. Find Strike, Boros Charm. But I had exactly little. Because of the Swift Spear. Yeah. Double Strike. God's Willing on the top. And it's exactly 17. He gains 3 life. He was at 14. So 3 damage countered by that and exactly 14. So that's why it's good. Haste creatures is based. It makes very. Is 2 power based. How can I say it? I guess he's having 2 power based 2 power. It's very good against heavy removal. It's not a heavy removal because he didn't do any removal spell, but I think it's very good because you didn't need to play any spell and you do 2 damage instead of 1. That is all other creatures are 1 base power. It's 1 base power. I don't know if I'm saying right now. Let's go to the game tree. So post side I side out 1 Gerd and 1 Ancestral Anger for exactly 2 Reckless Rage. So I keep this hand. So why I play, as I said, game 2 I play differently, right? I said go for Legionnaire, then if he kills you go for Dreadhorde Arcanist and you can interact better. But right now I don't have so many spell. I know I have Ancestral Anger, but I don't think it's enough to let my Dreadhorde Arcanist on the play. I don't think it's enough. Right now it will be enough. I draw other card. That's bad for me, but I guess I have to top. If I had more creatures, I would not. Go for Blast Zone, 2 counters. Man, here is when is your day for winning. I have 3 Defiant Strike on the deck, and I draw another Defiant Strike. Half push. I get set. But it was the play. It was the exactly right play. I go for Lurus and Dreadhorde Arc and Legionnaire. I know he have Blast Zone, but making he spending his turn casting Blast Zone, losing a land and casting a Blast Zone, it's very good. You have Instinction Event, Swift Spear. There's no way I'm playing around another wipe. I'm not winning this game playing around cards right now. I have a dead card on my hand, as I said. You need that card, but I just hate when I have Reckless Rage and I don't have target. Here, Heartless Act. Okay, go for 2 damage. Let's draw lands. And I'm drawing very well. I go for 4 damage, of course. I have a God's Willing. You have Negate. Good. Not good for me. And he have a good card on Cling. He cling my Ancestral Anger to draw cards. To draw a card, draw more land. I go for 2 damage. He cling again for another card. There is no Den of the Bugbear. You don't need to protect that card. I could see someone say, why you don't play God's Willing? Cause it doesn't help you win the game. You know, if I draw any proactive spell right now, I can do on my turn. If he had like a fatal push or anything else, I can protect on my turn, and prowess on your turn of course matters. So I prefer to cast God's Willing on my turn. And I drew exactly little Gird for battle. So he's not dead, he have Cling to Dust. But then, as I said, if he gust on his turn, I guess he would. Don't know if I would say win the game. I guess he would win the game. It will be hard to come back from this situation when he gust on his main phase. Go, I don't know, probably I would bottom because I have God's Willing to protect my Swift Spear. And so right now he's losing the game. Again, he's not losing the game. I top the Swift Spear because I think he would Cling to Dust a creature on my graveyard, go to 9, take 8, goes to 1, and if he draws like Shadow's Verdict or another Instinction, he would swipe my board and Swift Spear would kill him, right? He will be at 1 life. But he played differently. He cycles a Shark Typhoon. And I just Reckless Raged. So in the end, Reckless Rage mattered. Right? I thought Reckless Rage was dead, and it was dead for so many turns. And I win the game. As I said, I said, I don't know. I guess it was more mind games winning this challenge then my deck is very good. It is a mind mind game deck. I don't know if it's the right word, but it's hard to play with it, and it's kind of hard playing against it. So I don't know. The deck it isn't bad, but I don't think I would go this far if all my opponent played like perfect. You know, it's not like Phoenix when both players play perfect and Phoenix ended up always, almost always winning. Or I don't know any other, some other deck. I don't know. I don't recall, but I think Phoenix is the best deck. And so for those who saw until is seeing or saw until now, let a comment. If you like the way I play it, if you think I could play it better, what was constructive criticism, right? Criticism or constructive opinion. So thank you all, and that is it. I guess tomorrow will be a standard or pauper video. So see you guys.